guys and gals? Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming, and some of you to me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon the Day. I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of a Masquerade in the Woods. So, y'all, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Chan, you were up, and let's go. Our boys just got ambushed, so let's see how they handle this situation. We also take the bottle of yellow liquid with us, deciding we can figure out what's in it later, and why this guy wanted it so badly. Speaking of, the man in question still lies handcuffed, knocked out on the floor. One hell of a punch he managed. Knocked him out cold. Giant looks up from fiddling with the tape on his stomach. After being stabbed nonetheless. And I thought it was impressive enough to flip a dinner table. Didn't realize you were that strong. He chuckles under his breath, looking off to the side. Well, you know, they aren't just for show. Ink snickers, looking at me and wiggling his eyebrows. I huff, avoiding eye contact. Ink steps over to the wolf, pulling the bandana down his face. Anyone recognize him? Not sure why he'd ask me. Not like I know anyone around here. Giant steps closer to have a better look, then shakes his head. I do the same. Well, he ain't police, that's for sure. How can you tell? He looks back at me. Normally I'd say police don't hold a gun up to someone's head, but I've seen those motherfuckers do worse. Nah, this guy's not a cop, because he doesn't have a gun on him. He lifts his wet t-shirt up his stomach, showing his midsection that he doesn't have a gun on him. Which explains why he grabbed yours. Also, his behavior in general, you know, acting more like a drug addict than a cop. Ink starts digging through the wolf's pockets. What I'm wondering is how he got in. Easy, we busted the door down, right? Okay, then when did he arrive? Probably while we were all in the basement. Should have kept a lookout upstairs. I'm sorry. No, it's not your fault. Shep will be pissed we didn't. He sighs. You're in enough trouble as it is, Giant. I'll take the fall. No, it's my fault. Nuh-uh, it's our fault, you and I. I'll take the blame. But you better make that 2 rounds at the stag. Giant just shakes his head. I'm not giving you a choice on this, you know. Do we have to admit fault in the first place? Couldn't we just say Giant kept watching we got jumped anyway or something? I mean, I don't blame you for what happened. We couldn't really see it coming. Even if I legitimately thought I was going to die there for a second. Ink chuckles, his paw still rummaging through the wolf's pants. Trust me, you do not want to lie to Bloodhound. He has a nickname for a reason. I looked at Giant for more clarification. He's, very good at finding out the truth. He'll sniff you out. Like a bloodhound. I guess they all have their reasons for their names. Though, I still don't know why Ludwig's called Riot. Ink leans back from the wolf, rattling something in his paw. No badge, no license, no wallet. But we might have just found who's covering George's ass. The keys dangle from a ring wrapped over one of his fingers. Giant nods, picking his mask up. Alright, we'll try them on our way out. Let's photograph him, uncuff him, and leave him here. Oh, sorry for the Discord notifications, y'all. I forgot to mute Discord. It's alright. Yeah, I thought I had it muted. Anyway. We don't take him with us? He shakes his head. Too risky. Agreed. Mark and ditch? Mark and ditch. Ah, oh, they're gonna mark him. Oh, shit. Dude is not gonna be happy when he wakes up. We parked just off the road outside the warehouse. Mason elected to drive, given Lucas's injury. We step out of the car, Lucas using our shoulders for support as we walk up to the door. Not that I think he necessarily needs it, but it's better to put as little strain on it as possible. Mason moves out from under his heavy bicep to open the door. Looks so similar, I swear. You know it's bullshit. It's probably just because they're both... We stumble inside, both the rabbit and hyena turning. Huh. Hi. Lucas gives a timid smile, lifting his paw in a humble wave. What the fuck did you do? Shepard rushes over, taking Mason's place under Lucas's arm as we walk him over to the stretcher in the corner. River stands frozen for another second, just staring at the 3 of us. Mason tosses his mask onto the table in the middle, dropping his backpack to the floor and slumping down in a chair. I help Lucas remove his duffel bag and jacket, carrying them over to the center. 1 second, y'all. Okay. I take my jacket off, too, placing mine and Lucas's mask next to Mason's. While the outfit helped somewhat, I'm still pretty soaked from the rain, my clothes uncomfortably sticking to my legs and arms. River finally snaps out of her daze and comes rushing over to the big dog, who's in the middle of taking his gloves off. The rabbit and hyena change places, River looking over to the canine while Shepard walks over to me and Mason at the table. Either of you two hurt? I shake my head. Physically, no. Hey, is there any beer left? He turns in his seat, looking around the room. His eyes settle on a can still on the table. He reaches over, swinging it in his paw before taking a swig. Guess Shepard never finished his. What happened? We were jumped. Shepard narrows his eyes on the possum. Without meeting his eyes, he responds. Forgot the lookout. Forgot the lookout? Shepard turns around. Giant, I told you, the second you let your guard down, you lose the advantage. Now look what happened. Shep, I was supposed to be the lookout. I forgot. The hyena turns back around. There was just so much fucking shit in that house. We would have been all night if all three of us weren't sorting through it. Shepard steps over, arms crossed, leaning over the possum in his seat. I'd rather you come back with nothing at all than come back dead. He grabs Lucas's duffel bag and opens it, picking out the things we brought. Mason sighs, taking another swig of the beer. You taped him? As soon as he has a chance to swallow, River shouts from across the room. Mason rolls his eyes before answering. Yes, Nubby, I had to. Do you realize? It's alright, River. We had to work with what we had. He was kind enough to Lucas stops in the middle of his sentence, looking over at Shepard, still unpacking the evidence. His voice drops to a whisper, making it impossible for the three of us at the table to hear it. Whatever the big dog said, River responds with a grunt. Alright, that's it. Off with the shirt. What? I need to look at it. Take your shirt off. Lucas's eyes dart over towards us, though I seem to be the only one paying attention at the moment. Uh-oh. Oh, come on, you big mutt. Like I haven't seen you shirtless before. Shep doesn't care, and you've already seen the raccoon naked. Huh. Ouch. And Mason? Well... Well, what? She hesitates. Just take it off. Another quick look over towards us. He reluctantly starts pulling his damp, gray, blood-stained t-shirt off. Oh, damn. Yeah, except for the blood leaking out of his side steadily. Even from this distance, I can see the big dog blushing beneath the face paint. Lucas places it off to the side, revealing his muscular torso, and the considerable amount of small scars across it. Are all this from hunting? As soon as it's off without warning, River grabs a piece of tape and rips it off in one quick motion, taking a ball of fur with it. Lucas's eyes go wide, freezing with his mouth open in shock. Then his eyes slowly return to normal, accompanied by a high-pitched eep. Shepard places the evidence from the duffel bag out on the table. Walk me through it. Since Mason stays seated, the beer is still in his paw. I walk up next to the hyena. Encrypted note. I point to the deciphered message. Some sort of metal collar. Shepard's eyes fall on the overgrown handcuff. And a photo album which we think might be victims. Sir. I clasp my paws together in front of me, waiting for any sort of response from the striped beast. Good. He picks up the cipher, scanning it with his piercing stare. Oh, we also found this. Mason reaches into his backpack and tosses the bottle of suspicious liquid across the table. Without taking his eyes off the paper, Shepard catches it in his free paw. Wonder if he's a football player or something, with how easily he catches things Mason throws at him. Dude who jumped us wanted it pretty bad. Describe what happened. Mason puts his beer on the table, leaning back in his foldable chair and tilting it on its rear bar. 1 second, y'all. It is water time. We finished up searching the basement and marking You did what? River spins around, the sound of the needle and thread hitting the stretcher. Shepard! In a calm tone and without turning, he responds. Who else is gonna deliver justice? Tattooing a dead body is not justice. We fucking talked about this. It's as close as we'll get. Her gloved paws go up to her face, rubbing her eyes with her palms. We're drawing unnecessary attention to ourselves by leaving marks. We want attention. We want criminals running scared. We're also putting ourselves in danger. We're putting them in danger. She points to Lucas behind her, the big dog leaning back on the makeshift bed. I'm fine. We just made a mistake. You were stabbed, Lou. How can you say that's fine? You're incredibly lucky he didn't hit your kidney. Mason snickers, despite the serious argument in the process. Yeah, Lou, thank God you have some lard on your tummy. River stares daggers at the possum. Lucas looks off to the side. Anyway, like I was saying, after marking George, we went up into the kitchen. Lou barfed in the sink. Shepard raises a brow at that. And then that gray wolf jumped Striped Tail and held him at gunpoint. Which reminds me, Cody needs some weapons training. Shepard doesn't seem to pay attention to the last comment. Escalation or de-escalation? De-escalation at first, but I'm pretty sure I'd consider a taser to the nuts escalation. Oh, bless me. Thank you. The hyena tears his eyes from the note to look down at me. I gulp. Impressive. Yeah, Striped Tail kept it real cool for being his first time. He smiles smugly at me. So the dude claims he's police and shit. Tells me to get him a bottle from one of the kitchen drawers. So I got it for him. Long story short, Lou gives me the signal, Stripetail shocks him in the jewels, Lou flips the whole fucking table, gets stabbed, and knocks him out in one hit. Yeah, it was a really impressive punch. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Lucas' lips curl into a small smile. Mason leans forward in his chair, resting his elbows on his knees. So, what is it? What is what? The bottle. What is it? Shepard finally puts the note back down, unscrewing the cap and carefully placing his nose over the opening. As soon as he does, the same chemical smell fills my nose. His nose flexes as he attentively sniffs the liquid. Mason, meanwhile, picks his beer back up, taking a big swig. Methamphetamine. Uh-oh. What? Mason almost chokes on his beer as he hurriedly swallows it down. You're kidding! Shepard screws the cap back on and puts it down on the table. Dude just had a bottle of liquid meth lying around his kitchen? If you found it in the kitchen, then yes. Most likely distributing it. Well, we didn't find a fucking meth lab in the basement, so I doubt he was making it. Right, Stripetail? They both turn to me. As if I would know what a meth lab looks like. I don't really know what it would look like, so I can't say, sir. I answer, looking up at Shepard. When Mason starts chuckling, I turn my attention to him. It's fucking adorable that you address him so formally. Well, I mean... I shuffle on the spot, hoping the crimson doesn't show through my cheek fur. It is cute. Luckily, I'm spared from having to finish that thought as Lucas comes walking over, supporting himself on River's shoulder. The attention turns from me to the big dog, still shirtless, but now with a bandage taped over the wound, instead of a piece of duct tape. You okay? He nods, giving me a gentle smile. A couple stitches and some prescribed painkillers. Are we all done here? No, but we can leave the rest for tomorrow. Giant needs to rest. He looks at me. And so do you, Tiny. His snout turns into a smile. You did good. Go home. Rest up. I'll see you first thing in the morning at the shooting range. Yes, sir. One second, y'all. It is coffee time. Oh, that's some good stuff. One second, y'all. I have a pesky stain on my screen that I must wipe off. There's no way that is staying on my screen. Come on, you. Get off. There we go. Yeah, have some give. There we go. Yeah, stains and, like, the fingerprints and such tend to really show up on dark backgrounds. My, monitor has decent contrast levels, so... Okay. I kick the door shut behind us with my foot. Once locked, I do my best to get my shoes off while keeping my balance. Well, both of our balances, really. Lucas said he was good enough to drive, but I still offered to help him up the stairs of the apartment complex once we arrived. Less chance of him tripping and waking one of the neighbors up, which definitely would draw suspicion to two young guys wearing dark clothes and carrying a duffel bag in the middle of the night. Which is how I once again ended up under the big dog's heavy arm, using my comparatively tiny frame to support his giant one. I reach over for the light switch, almost stumbling over my own shoes. There we are! Lucas lifts his leg up, using his free paw to pull his own muddy boots off, and letting out a quiet grunt of pain as he does. Only standing on one leg, he puts more of his weight on my shoulder to steady himself, and I find myself having to widen my stance a little to support him. One by one, the boots hit the floor with a heavy thunk. And before I know it, Lucas bends down and wraps his big arms around my torso. Whoa! I'm so sorry, he whispers in my ear, sighing deeply. Hey, it's alright. I put my arms around his broad frame in return, patting his back. I knew the risk, and we all made it out alive. I'm the one who should be sorry. I slowly pull back, and so does Lucas. My eyes trail down his blood-soaked t-shirt, making him do the same. I'm fine, really, His shattered eyes trail off to the side as his paw rubs his arm. I've been through worse. He looks back down at me, his head tilting ever so slightly to the side. But I shouldn't have put you through that. I shake my head, readjusting the duffel bag on my shoulder and shuffle my way back under his bicep. Let's just go get cleaned up, okay? Lucas swallows, that anxious look still plastered across his muzzle. On our way to the bathroom, we make a quick stop at the kitchen table. I slide the bag off my shoulder, leaving it on the floor as I fiddle my arms out of the jacket and fold it over one of the chairs. As we reach the bathroom, Lucas leans back against the counter, half sitting on it. I'll be right back. I jog back into the kitchen, opening the fridge and grabbing the carton of milk. Next, I search the cabinets above the sink until I find where he keeps the glasses. I fill one and run back to the bathroom. The big dog looks himself over in the mirror, one paw raised to his cheek, stroking his makeup-caked fur and ruffling up his hair. As I turn the corner, he looks over, his eyes landing with a confused look on the glass of white in my paw. For your throat, it'll help with the soreness. I quickly explain, holding it out to him. Oh, thanks, he says with a light smile, grabbing it and taking a few big mouthfuls. As the glass parts from his lips, a white streak stays painted just above them. His forearm quickly shoots up to wipe it away. I guess he was thirsty. Want me to get you some more? He shakes his head, giving me a quick smile. No, thank you. I nod, leaning back against the door frame, taking a deep breath and exhaling, feeling like the first time I've gotten a moment to breathe in a while. Inhale. Exhale. Can't believe I've made it out of there. Again, I should say. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!